Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is another episode of reading you an excerpt of my favorite book to convince you to read it, which I think at this point it's not just like favorite books, it's just like books that I enjoyed or books that I feel like everyone should read. Today I'm going to read you the third book in the fairy tale romance series by Hanna Sandvig. I've already read two of her books so far for you guys. I did two videos on The Rose Gate, which was like her first book in the series, and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And then I did another video for, just one video, for The Glass Gate, which is a retelling of Cinderella. So if you don't really have to watch these videos in order, but go check out those three if you want to. So this is the third book in the series. So, first of all, check this out. Which also, if you saw my unboxing video for the Frost Gate, you'll recognize this. And I would recommend that if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. It's always fun to watch a good, book unboxing video and everything. So, the fairy tale romance series is comprised of 3 full-length novels and 2 novellas. So you have kind of the basic trilogy, which is the 3 main length ones, and then there's 2 novellas, and one of them, so I do want to read those at some point, but right now they're with a friend who's reading them, and I hope that she's enjoying them. So if she's watching this, Alyssa, hello. So I do plan on reading excerpts from those at some point. And then Hannah is also planning another book. I don't know if it's going to be full length or if it's going to be, I think it's just going to be another novella. But she is also writing one more book in this series to kind of complete it, basically. I think her idea was 3 main books and then 3 novellas. Although she's kind of gone back on it just a little bit because the first novella, called The Wolf Gate, she's actually expanding it and re-editing it and rewriting some sections. So I think she had said that that's going to be more a full-length novel, but I don't know. I'm excited for it either way, because which I could probably talk about it in the video for that, but there was just some stuff about that book that she was just don't really like how it turned out. And then a lot of her readers didn't, it's not that they didn't enjoy it, but there was just some stuff about it that just didn't really fit with the rest of the series, so she's fixing it. Anyway, so I'm going to read to you an excerpt from this one, obviously, because it's the last full-length book of the series. This is her Snow White retelling, and I think if I had to pick, I do need to read it again, because I only read it one time when I was a typo hunter, a proofreader. So I still got to read it, but I was kind of also looking for typos and proofreading stuff, which was fine, and everything, and I did enjoy it. But I will have to say, I think this book is my least favorite in the series, just because The Rose Gate was the first one I read. I love Beauty and the Beast, and I think it's because I liked the heroines of Rose Gate and then Glass Gate, and then also of the 2 novellas, I kind of liked those characters better. Again, it's not that I dislike the characters in this book. It's just, I don't really relate to them as well. For example, the main character, the Snow White character, just for me personally, she was a little too stubborn, a little too strong, independent woman for me. And if you're someone who knows me, which obviously most people are strangers on the internet watching this, I do not like those types of characters. They tend to rub me the wrong way. And Nev, the main character here, she kind of did rub me the wrong way. However, I still enjoyed the book. It's just, there was a lot of moments where I was please shut up, I was just stop. Stop being independent and get some help from people. Oh man. But yeah, that was just, yeah, anyway. Again, it's so funny. It's I'm I enjoyed the book, but I don't want to come off as that. But again, there's the but. I don't know. I would say read this for yourself if you're someone who doesn't mind a strong, independent heroine. And it's not necessarily that she's the type of one that's oh, and I don't need no man. It's just you know, she kind of has that stubborn streak in her that doesn't really go away. Although I will say she does learn how to accept help from others in the book, which was a step up, and I felt like it was a bit of character development because she kind of needed it. But anyway, I'm going to stop yapping and I'm going to get to reading. So first of all, I'm going to read to you the back of the book, which I feel like this is maybe a little bit spoilery for like if you read the other books in the series. Because first of all of these books can be read as standalones. And like I feel like Hanna does a really good job of like explaining the other characters from the other books and stuff. So like you're not too lost. However, like if you are planning on reading them exactly in order, it is a bit of a spoiler. So just so you know, I'm going to read the back of the book now. Mirror, mirror made of gold, here's the story you were never told. I've always suspected some sort of mystery surrounding my adoption. I mean, who doesn't remember anything before they were 5? But the tall, dark, axe-wielding Fey huntsman showing up at my door yelling that I'm a lost princess and the unseelie queen is coming to kill me? That I didn't see coming. It's hard to argue with a pack of evil wolves on your doorstep, so I grabbed my sword, my cookbook, and my 7 chickens. Yes, you heard me right. And follow him to Fairy. I'm all for not being eaten by wolves. I'm less excited about the fact that the huntsman seems to think that I'm the only one who can defeat the unseelie queen and save Fairy. I'm not powerful or magical, even if my baking skills are legendary. And her baking skills are very legendary. But the longer I stay in Fairy, the more I want to help its people. And the more time I spend with the terrifyingly handsome huntsman, the more I want to convince him that he's who I need by my side while I do. He'd do anything to protect me, but it's my heart he's putting in danger. Do I have what it takes to go from baking pies to saving kingdoms? Who will take care of the chickens if I fail? I will say, I love that Hanna swapped out 7 dwarves for 7 chickens. It's actually hilarious. It's so funny. And it's cute because each chicken actually does kind of have a little bit of something kind of similar that relates to the original 7 dwarves, which I won't spoil that. So you'll have to read it to kind of and see for yourself, because it took me a while to kind of figure out which one was which dwarf, but it was really fun to do that. Oh yes, and then there's a illustrated colorful like chicken guide in here with all the chickens. And all of it is illustrated by Hanna. So the excerpt that I'm going to read to you is like the last sentence of chapter 1 going into chapter 2, because this is when we get the little meet cute. Or should I say meet hate, because it's a little bit of an enemies to lovers type of situation. Or kind of like a I don't really like you type of romance, where like they start out like I can't stand you, but then it goes to like I can't stand it without you, you know? So anyway, and also it's a dual POV, so we get both Nev, who's the Snow White character, and then we get Killian, who is the huntsman character. And all of what I'm going to read to you now is from Nev's point of view. Just keep that in mind. And so where we leave off in chapter 1 is she's talking to her godmother. She calls her Aunt Chloe, which this character appears in all the books. So, you know, just to let you know that. And here we go. Aunt Chloe sat up straighter in her chair and looked over my shoulder. Something unreadable flashed across her face before smoothing into a mischievous smile. There's a cute boy checking you out. And then on to chapter 2. Cute boy, eh? I gave her a sidelong glance, rubbing the rune tattoo on my inner wrist absentmindedly. It felt warm. Had I bumped it against the teapot earlier? Oh yeah, she has a bunch of tattoos, which if you look closely, she's got like a sleeve of tattoos and it's really cool looking. I didn't even hear anyone come in. You should see if he needs anything. Aunt Chloe dabbed her lips with a napkin. Coffee? Tea? A date for Friday night? Do all aunts meddle as much as you? I'm special. She stacked her plate, saucer, and teacup on the tray. You are indeed. I stood up and cleaned up my dishes. Well, I better get back to work then. After another hug, my godmother left, and I picked up the tray before turning around. I nearly dropped the dishes on the floor. I had never in my life seen anyone less deserving of the title cute boy. No one with shoulders filling out a black t-shirt like that could be called a boy. And cute was a word for puppies, and maybe round-faced, freckle-nosed schoolboys. Not a man so tall that his knees bumped up against the antique table he sat on. Or sat at, sorry, he's not sitting on the table. Not a man with cheekbones that could cut glass. Black hair shaved up the sides with ropes of waist-length locks. Dark umber skin and dark brown, almost black eyes that were... Well, crap. He was definitely glaring at me. Do you even know what checking out means, Aunt Chloe? I muttered under my breath as I walked past him and set the tray on the counter. Every now and then we got a customer who didn't understand how coffee shops work. And I thought I would bring them a menu or something. Clearly, he thought he had been waiting too long. I really had to stop taking breaks with my cafe apron on. Taking a deep breath, I walked over to the sexy customer with the rage simmering in his near black eyes. Were you talking to yourself? The man furrowed his eyebrows at me. One had a thin scar bisecting it, which did not add to his bad boy appeal at all. And he has excellent hearing, I added mentally. He had a rich Irish accent. Oh, I forgot to add that. Not gonna lie, it's a little cringy when I try the accents, but I will try. Not the norm for interior British Columbia. Was he visiting the exchange students from Ireland? He looked too old to be part of the high school's program. Can I get you anything to eat or drink? I waved my hand at the chalkboard menu above the bar. As you can see, we're out of today's apple pie, but we do still have lemon meringue and huckleberry pie, and breakfast cookies the size of your head. I eyed him. Well, a normal person's head, not a giant's head. Whoops! I pressed my lips shut as his eyes narrowed. My mom was always reminding me that I didn't need to say every thought in my head out loud. I don't eat. Oh my god, that was too British. What was that? You know what? I'm just gonna read it how I'm gonna read it. I don't think I could do the Irish accent justice, so just imagine it in your head. There we go. I don't eat sweet things. He tapped his long fingers irritably on the lace tablecloth, a gold ring sparkling on his right pinky. Right, you came to the cafe for some mid-morning pizza? I glanced back at the display packed with cookies, cupcakes, and fruit pastries. The man continued to frown at me. I was missing my chicks hatching for this? You probably just want a drink then. We have tea, we have apple cider, my dad makes a pumpkin spice latte that is not a copycat of the Starbucks drink, no matter what you may have heard from Mrs. Finley. Wow, something about him really brought out my rambling side. Are Mr. or Mrs. Klassen here? My parents are out for the day. Can I take a message? He looked disgruntled. No. I waited for him to get up and leave, but he just sat there looking annoyed. Okay, are you sure you don't want anything? You might not like, You might think you don't like sweets, but my carrot pineapple muffins are nothing insipid. He interrupted. Insipid? My baking? Honestly. No sweets. I tapped my foot. Black coffee then? Like your heart. Fine. The man glanced at the door, apparently done with our conversation. Rude. Okay, you can... I waved my hand at the pickup station at the end of the counter. He just looked at me. I'll bring it over, shall I? The man gave a curt nod. I unclenched my fist as I walked to the counter, feeling his eyes burning into my back. Doesn't like sweets, I muttered, pouring a scoop of coffee beans into the grinder. Nothing insipid. I added another scoop. We wouldn't want to accidentally eat anything delicious. Oh my gosh, I forgot how funny the dialogue was in this. I looked up for a moment. He tapped his foot impatiently, watching the door again. I added 3 more scoops. When I sniffed the finished drink, my nostrils burned a little. Perfect. My lone customer was still staring at the door with his arms crossed when I returned. Your coffee? I set the drink down, careful not to spill a drop on the tablecloth. It might eat through the lace. I gave him my sweetest smile. Enjoy! I waited until he took his first sip and was gratified by the involuntary cough. I made it myself. The man looked me straight in the eyes and took another long sip, this time only twitching ever so slightly. Perfect. Great, I said. You can pay at the front when you're ready to go. I turned to leave, but the man reached out and grabbed my wrist. Excuse me? I shook off his firm grip and nervously stepped back. Neve. Something about the way he said my name, his accent changing the short Nev to the Irish Nef, felt so familiar. I shook my head. How do you know my name? I took another step back. Had he been listening to my conversation with Aunt Chloe? Creepy. Don't go out tonight, he continued, ignoring my question. And lock your doors. Excuse me? Who do you think you are? Never mind that I had no intention of going out tonight. I had baby chicks to snuggle, but that was none of his business. It's not safe. A chill swept through my body. Are you threatening me? Just promise me you'll stay safe at your house. I think you should leave. Don't worry about paying. The strange man pushed his chair back and towered over me. I was 5'10" in all curves. The softness of my genetics and the love of pie hid the strength I'd developed through years of training that had made me the 3-time regional champion in long sword martial arts. All in all, it took quite a lot to make me feel small. This man was definitely quite a lot. He looked at me with those near black eyes for a long moment before turning to go. As he left the coffee shop, I could have sworn that for a moment I saw him in a black tunic and leather pants, the flash of a large silver axe strapped to his back. But when I blinked, he strode past the window in his black t-shirt and dark jeans. I forgot my laptop, Dad called from the back room, startling a yelp out of me. Oh! Sorry, that's my idea of how she yelps. Nev, are you okay? He poked his head out. You look even paler than normal. I attempted a weak smile. Rude customer. I'll be fine. I just need a few minutes. Of course. Dad looked at me worriedly. Lock the door for a bit if you need to. Take all the time you need. I thought back to the stranger's withering stare. Time might not be enough. I'm going to need to bake some more apple pie. And there we go. That is a tiny bit of the end of chapter 1 and then like all of chapter 2 of the Frostgate. Honestly, I forgot like how good this was because Hanna, she writes such good humor and just like funny dialogue. Like, even though, you know, like I said earlier, there are times where I'm like, Nev, could you stop with the feminism for 2 seconds and actually ask for help? Can you please? I will say, you know, even though like sometimes the stubbornness can be annoying, I will say she gets a chuckle out of me. She gets a good chuckle, and she has like a really funny kind of fish out of water story in this. So I don't know. Yeah. Just let me, you know what, actually, yeah, like, let me know down below, like, do you actually like a strong, independent, stubborn heroine, or are you kind of tired of those? Like, do you feel like we're getting too many of those in books nowadays? Yeah, let me know, like, do you like them? I feel like I do like them if they're written correctly, if they're written well. And not that Nev is, like, written terribly. I will say she's, like, written pretty well. It's just, like, there are some moments that just get me, and I'm like, no. But, yeah, anyway. Also, let me know down below, do you love Snow White retellings? I guess. I don't know what I was asking with that question, but also, like, what kind of, like, retellings, basically, do you like to read, or do you like to watch? Because I don't think I asked that with my other like reading videos for this series. So yeah, let me know, because like so far Hanna has written a Snow White retelling, Cinderella, and Beauty and the Beast, and then the 2 novellas are the Wolf Gate is Red Riding Hood, and then the Lily Gate is the Frog Prince. So yeah, let me know, like, do you like any of those fairy tales, and which one would you be excited to read, basically. I think the last book in the series that Hanna is going to work on next for this series is going to be called The Gold Gate, and it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. So I'm really excited about that, especially because it's not really a spoiler alert, but it's going to be about the sister of the main character in The Rose Gate. And I'm really excited about this one. I feel like I could talk about that character and like her development over the course of the series because I love her so much. So maybe I'll do another video kind of talking about her. Or actually, what am I even saying? I really hope to, I plan to actually here in the future, once I kind of, you know, I don't know, I kind of want to like write some things down so that way I make sure I kind of like cover everything. But I want to actually do a video where I talk about the whole series, my thoughts on it, my thoughts on the characters. It'll probably be a little bit spoilery, but yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. So anyway, I don't know how long this video has gotten at this point, so I'm just gonna just cut it off here. God bless you guys. If you want to follow me on Instagram and all that stuff, I'm going to leave some links down below for that. I'm also going to link Hanna Sandvig's her website and her Instagram, so that way you can follow her on there, and you can also, you know, go to her website and, you know, find out how to get her books and all the things. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.